How to do family intervention for an alcoholic. Introduction. Let's embark on a journey through the delicate art of family intervention, garnished with a sprinkle of humor to ease the digestion of this rather hefty dish. Imagine, if you will, a scene not unlike a sitcom finale where the stakes are high and the laughs are plenty, but the underlying message is serious and heartfelt. Family interventions, much like pineapple on pizza, are a topic of much debate. Some say it's necessary, while others would rather pretend the issue doesn't exist. However, when it comes to dealing with a loved one's alcoholism, ignoring it is about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. So, grab your metaphorical hammer and nails, we're about to build a bridge over troubled waters, and yes, we're packing some humor for the journey. This guide will lead you through the thorny path of family interventions with the finesse of a stand-up comedian navigating a room full of hecklers. From recognizing the signs of alcoholism, which can be as obvious as a neon sign in a monastery, to planning the intervention, or the most awkward family gathering since Uncle Jerry's incident at Thanksgiving, we'll cover all the bases. So, buckle up. It's going to be a ride filled with laughs, possibly some tears, and most importantly, a whole lot of love. This introduction sets the stage for a compassionate yet humorous take on a serious subject. Next, we'll dive into recognizing the signs of alcoholism in a family member. Let's keep the tone respectful and light as we navigate through this delicate topic. Recognizing the elephant in the room. Family gatherings. A time of joy, nostalgia, and sometimes, the unveiling of the proverbial elephant in the room. No, not your Aunt Edna's questionable meatloaf, but something a tad more serious: a loved one's dance with the bottle. Recognizing a family member's tango with alcohol isn't always as straightforward as spotting a flamingo in a flock of pigeons. Sometimes, it's more like realizing those aren't just decorative bottles on the mantle. 1. If your loved one's idea of winding down involves more bottles than a recycling center on collection day, it might be a sign. It starts innocently enough but soon evolves into a nightly ritual of solitary cheers to the moon, where the only witness is the family pet, casting judgmental glances from the sofa. 2. Ever noticed how alcohol seems to evaporate at an alarming rate in your home? You're not living with a poltergeist with a penchant for Pinot. This disappearing act might just be the first act of a play you didn't know you were attending. 3. We all have our moods, but if your loved one swings from life of the party to party of one faster than a reality TV star changes expressions, there might be more at play. Alcohol can turn the sweetest soul into a karaoke singing, lampshade wearing party animal, only to transform them into a solitary brooder as the night wears on. 4. When tasks start vanishing faster than ships in the Bermuda Triangle, it's a red flag. Missing appointments, neglecting responsibilities, and the general abandonment of adulting can signify that alcohol is captaining the ship to nowhere good. 5. Perhaps the most telling sign is the collection of "I'm fine" masks worn at family interrogations. These are often accompanied by Oscar-worthy performances of normalcy, despite evidence to the contrary piling up like unwashed dishes after a family feast. Recognizing these signs is like putting together a puzzle while blindfolded, riding a unicycle. It's tricky, but not impossible. With a little humor and a lot of love, addressing the elephant can lead to healing and, hopefully, a lot fewer solo happy hours. Navigating the tricky waters of recognizing a loved one's struggle with alcohol requires a keen eye and a compassionate heart. Next, we'll delve into planning this surprise party no one really wants to attend but might just be the most important gathering of your lives. Ready to keep the humor rolling while we tackle the planning phase? Planning the surprise party. So, you've spotted the elephant, and now it's time to throw the kind of party that elephant will never forget. Planning a family intervention is akin to organizing a surprise party where the guest of honor might wish they'd stayed in bed. But fear not. With a sprinkle of humor and a dash of careful planning, you can ensure this party kicks off a journey toward recovery. Step 1. Assembling the crew. First things first, you need to pick your party planners. This isn't the time to call an every second cousin twice removed. Choose family and friends who are the loved one's biggest cheerleaders, minus the pom-poms. These folks should be emotionally stable, not easily swayed by a gust of wind or a tearful plea. Think of them as your avengers, ready to assemble for a cause far greater than any alien invasion, saving a family member from the clutches of alcohol. Step 2. Choosing the venue. The location of your intervention should be as neutral as Switzerland. Pick a spot that's comfortable, private, and free from the usual triggers. This means avoiding Uncle Joe's bar-cum living room and opting for a more serene setting, like Aunt Mary's living room, where the wildest parties involve knitting and reruns of The Golden Girls. Step 3. Timing is everything. Timing an intervention is like timing a souffle, it needs to be just right. You want to avoid times when your loved one is likely to be under the influence or stressed from the day's battles. Aim for a moment when they're sober, relatively calm, and perhaps after a lighthearted family event that reminds them of the good times. Step 4. Scripting the saga. Before the big day, each member of your crew should script their feelings, concerns, and wishes for the loved one. These aren't roasts, although a light touch of humor can ease the tension. Think of them as love letters, where you share how their drinking has impacted you, always speaking from the heart and the funny bone, but never from a place of judgment. Step 5. Practice makes perfect. Rehearse your speeches with each other, not to memorize them word for word but to ensure you convey your messages with love, concern, and a hint of levity. This rehearsal is also the time to establish a no-laughter policy for inappropriate jokes. Remember, the goal is to uplift, not to upend. Step 6. The Plan B. Always have a backup plan. If the intervention goes south faster than a snowbird in winter, know what steps you'll take next. Whether it's seeking professional help immediately or giving your loved one space to process, having a contingency plan is crucial. Think of it as having an umbrella in case your party is crashed by an emotional storm. Planning this surprise party requires tact, love, and a little bit of humor. It's about creating a moment of truth that's as gentle as it is firm, as loving as it is serious. With the right preparation, this party could be the turning point, leading your loved one back to a life where the only bottles they're popping are of the non-alcoholic variety. With the party planned, it's time to craft those heartfelt, humorous love letters. Shall we continue weaving humor into this delicate tapestry of intervention and support? Writing the love letters. Now, onto crafting the piece de resistance of our surprise party, the love letters. These aren't your average love letters, scented with perfume and sealed with a kiss. Instead, they're heartfelt messages laced with humor, designed to break the ice and warm the heart. Think of them as emotional telegrams that say, "We love you, but we're worried you're turning into a grape." Crafting your message with a smile. 1. Start with love, sprinkle in humor. Begin each letter with an affirmation of your love and concern. Dear name, I love you more than Kanye loves Kanye, but I'm worried about how much you're drinking. This sets a positive tone while leading into your concern with a light touch. 2. Use humor to soften the blow. Address serious concerns with a blend of humor and sincerity. Your liver has been working harder than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest, and it's time to give it a break. This approach can help reduce defensiveness, making your loved one more receptive. 3. Share personal anecdotes. Include funny yet poignant stories that highlight how their behavior has affected you or memorable moments you shared. Remember when you tried to make a cocktail with pickle juice and called it a pickleback plus? We laughed, but it also made me realize how much your drinking had become a part of every moment. Offer hope and support, end on a note of optimism, with a dash of humor. We believe in you. We're here to help you find your way back to being the person who enjoys life's party, not just its bar. 5. Sign off with love, and a wink with all my love and a promise to hide the pickle juice, your name. Rehearsal night, practicing your stand-up routine. Before the main event, gather your crew for a rehearsal night. Think of it as a dress rehearsal for a Broadway show, where the stakes are high, but the spirits are high. This is your chance to fine-tune your delivery, ensuring your message of concern is wrapped in a warm blanket of humor and love. Practice makes perfect, and in this case, it prepares you for delivering your message with the right mix of seriousness and levity. With our love letters crafted and our rehearsal done, it's time to move on to the main event, Intervention Day. This is where our careful planning, heartfelt messages, and practiced delivery come together in a symphony of support and concern. Are we ready to take the stage and play our parts in the most important performance of our lives?